All right. Welcome and to our fifth episode of Viper Squadron podcast. Um, Here today, you got me, Scott, and then we have, let's go down the line here. We have Mr. Larry,
Hello.
Mr. Kyle, and there's Doc, Darren.
That's me.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little simple.
Ghost Bears, man. Battletech.
Yeah. All right. Well,
different game.
What's that?
Different game.
Okay. So we're here. We're going to talk. Today we had our first, our official 2.0 launch party, delayed a few weeks because of hurricanes. First of all, just what did you guys take from it, and how'd you guys like it? Who wants to start?
I'll let the ones that gone and got a chance to play around get shot before I say my part from observation.
All right, so Mr. Kyle, since you left early.
Yeah. Yeah, I had my kids with me, so I didn't want to keep them there longer than they needed to be. I just played a refined list from the first game I played in 2.0. So I didn't learn a whole lot. It was more like just kind of reiterating the flow of things. Felt a lot better knowing when the phases were actually supposed to be. Like when I actually drop a bomb.
Yeah.
Yep. I think that's one of the most significant changes for me with the timing and the sequences to play. Is that because I like to use bombs and such and mines, it's all done prior to activation before you even think about revealing your dial. It makes a big difference in your strategy and your fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, because when somebody drops a bomb, you got to weigh that more of the, if you have a ship that boosts or barrel rolls, you're going to make you think that through. Well, I want to focus, but I need a boost so I can get away from this damn bomb.
Yeah.
Or I know a couple of my ships, or a couple of times I played today, that someone dropped a bomb and they're hoping I went someplace. Thank goodness I went a completely different way, because I would have been like almost sitting on top of the bomb.
Yeah.
So, so that made it a little bit different. But it also, like I said, does, so you can barrel roll away from it also, So I think it just makes you kind of second guess yourself a little bit more.
It's a nice thing about using Eamon Azamine in the fire sprays, because he's a natural bomber. But if you take Cad Bane with him now, Cad Bane, once you drop a device in the system phase, you can do a red boost. And then if you set a blue maneuver to your dial, you do your free red boost to get away from your bomb, and then you're going to clear it with your dial. So you can get I think you can get a three straight, I think, is your fastest blue maneuver on a fire spray. So you're going to get a speed 1 boost off of it if necessary, or a bank even, and then get your 3. So you're going to be way away from it, and then you get your actions. So.
Interesting.
Yeah, anyone else finding some more of the synergies with the linked actions?
I don't. Well, no, I haven't really played too much with the linked so much, but some of the red actions that you can get from cards, like say the debris gambit.
Mm-hmm.
If you're within range 0 to 1 of a obstacle, you can do. It's a red evade action, unless you're within a range 0 to 1 of an obstacle. Then it's actually a white action. If you look at that,
yeah,
which makes it. I mean, that's just amazing, because it's a EPT, but if you take it on something you don't have evades on, like a fire spray, and it actually makes it really really nice.
Yeah.
Because those medium bases, I don't know about y'all, but those medium bases fly really nice.
Yeah, they do.
Not a fan yet
Yeah.
of the medium bases. I haven't had too good kind of maneuvering. That's a whole new skill set. I don't really want to learn, but I'm gonna have to.
Sounds about right. Well,
Yeah,
so
but
oh, go ahead.
I just for those linked actions, um, on a couple of the ships I had was playing with today. He had a couple of link actions, and I just like having that extra. It's possible to. Well, I need to boost away from it, but you know, I'll go ahead and take that that red focus. Just like maybe to avoid a bomb or something like that. I like to have that little option,
Mhm.
because I still can get my focus what I wanted to do the first time.
What card comes with that? Is there an upgrade with that, or is it a ship up? Is it a ship?
Yeah, it was Seven Sister.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if I had her up here, I would show you. But yeah, I think she has a boost and a barrel roll. Yeah, I think a boost and a barrel roll with a linked focus action, a red focus.
Hmm.
So I like just having that option with her, so I could just use it if I needed to, if the situation arose.
Yeah.
A rose.
Arose, yeah, you know me.
Hmm.
But is there anything that you guys saw that you guys didn't like?
Um,
That's a tough one.
yeah, I don't know if it was like this in 1.0. But the robots that I was fighting against today with Baron, um, I can't remember exactly what he did, but I think it was one of it was his pilot ability, and he had robots, so they both had him.
Hmm.
He something during the system phase. Dang, I'm trying to remember exactly how he did it, but he did. Damn it. Basically, he did advanced sensors, then did a K turn, and then got um, two calculate tokens or something.
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly what it was, but I'm like, holy crap!
Yeah, so he's taking his action before his maneuver. Does a red maneuver, so he's already got his calculate tokens set up beforehand.
Yeah, because I knew when I flew him, there was a couple times where because he can, if you perform a calculate action, you get an extra calculate or something like that.
Yeah, it's what their natural pilot ability. One of them is
That
anyway.
Yeah, the pilot ability. But he was doing the. So you said he was doing a K turn, and then he did that.
Well, no. So what is that?
No, I'm saying
called?
Darren when he was playing him today.
Well, yeah. Well, one of the big things he was doing was, doing the advanced or was it advanced tactics or expert tactics? I can't remember what the name of the card is.
Advanced sensors.
Advanced sensor. There you go. And then he would. What did he do? I think he might have done the calculate, then get his free calculate, and then did the K turn or something else. But he had like three actions. I was like, holy crap! And I don't know. Like I said, I didn't look at the cards to see if there was like linked actions in there or not.
No,
Could have
no.
been.
It's just the advanced sensors allows you to take your action before you take your maneuver.
Yep.
Right.
So he's got when the IGs do their calculate, normally only get one token. One of their special abilities is they get a second token on top of that. So they're doing
Oh,
calculate, but they're getting two tokens for the one action.
Niggy, yet fishing. Can't shoot
So
him.
Say again.
I said sneaky yet efficient. One way to get what do you call it a more chance of survival
Mhm.
with the droids because they get to calculate plus they get the focus and memory serves me right.
no,
No,
the droids don't get focuses. So
Oh,
No, they get calculated.
okay,
yeah,
calculate. My bad. Trying to remember what was it that it did. One day I'll get a chance to fly one and see how it works for me.
yeah. Kyle does that.
yeah. I haven't tried advanced sensors yet. That's what I'm going to do next. I was doing today. I did a fire control system, which was okay. You know, it's not the same upgrade it was.
Yeah,
But it's okay. Basically, you just keep your lock and you only re-roll one die every time instead of re-rolling all your dice.
yeah. I think Rob, when he was playing me, and he would reveal that die. I mean the dial, and then it might have been a K turn. I know there was a couple times where he did that, but when he reveals it, then he perform that calculate, get that free calculate, do the K turn, get the stress,
Yeah.
and something else he had with there's something else that he had too that just blew my mind when he would do it.
He had elusive, and he had stealth
Yeah.
device. Then
Yeah.
he had seismic charges,
Yep.
and then he had inertial dampeners, and that was it.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't remember what it was, but yeah, it was interesting seeing all the different ones that different lists people brought that had things that such kind of jived with each other really well.
Yeah.
I think that this one's a lot more fun, kind of trying to build a list that uh, they work together. Have a couple ships that feed off of each other.
Yeah.
Like mine, I had Hal Runner and Iden Verso. Use that. Um, someone, I think it was Mike when I was playing him. He rolled the dice. Oh no, I think maybe it was Rob. He rolled the dice. He would have killed Hal Runner. Well, he was right next to Iden Verso, so flip that, charge over, and she takes that all the damage away.
Mhm.
So, and then of course, you use Hal Runner. You can re-roll a die every time. So those ones worked well together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Like the concept.
Yeah, and then of course, when I get on the camera where it was recording a game there and against Mike, and then I get wiped all over the table.
Win some, lose some.
Well, I mean, just he flew a Lambda shuttle, a TIE
Mhm.
Punisher, and two TIE bombers,
Yeah.
and I was the first time I've ever flown against a TIE Punisher. So that one was interesting,
Yeah.
and it it took some damage, and
Oh yeah.
it also did a lot of damage.
Yeah.
So I think he had the barrage rockets on that one,
Yeah.
so it wasn't going too well.
Yeah, that's something I was looking at with the upgrades and reading some of the upgrades. The missiles
Stop.
now a little bit more aggressive than they used to. Slightly tempted me to want to actually use them now compared to the past.
Yeah, isn't it the cluster missiles to where you can shoot somebody else?
Yes.
Or
Yeah.
Yeah, because like you can shoot this person, which helped me out one time because I shot one guy, nothing, and then I was able to shoot the one next to him, and of course, got something through. But that first one, It would have been that one. It would have been like, I just wasted that damn charge.
Yeah.
I know the feeling. Trust me.
Yeah. But then, Larry, I don't know if you stayed and watched that final game with Chris and Bob.
I did some, not all of it.
Yeah. So that one went really well. I mean, Ty Bob, of course, can definitely fly those TIE fighters.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know,
A swarm tech.
it was good to see one person at least try the little TIE swarm, you know, and that wasn't little. That sucker, 7 ships on the board,
Oh
Jeez.
God.
you know, so it was, what was it? It was like 3 academies and Hal Runner, and then like, what was the other one? Oh, I don't even remember now. I guess it was like the next one up on the TIE fighters. But Chris had what?
Yeah, the 2 Y-wings.
Yeah, the 2 Y-wings, the ARC 170,
And then he
Yep.
had
And
the little shuttle.
damn
Little-
Sheathipede shuttle.
Yeah.
That Sheathipede, though, it took out 2 of the TIE fighters.
Really?
3.
Oh, yeah, that's right, 3.
Jeez.
Yeah, I think someone was saying, oh, get a marker. Just put little TIE fighter, put little dots for TIE fighters every time he kills one.
Right.
But that one was a really good one, and that went all the way to time. But yeah, that was nuts. But those TIE fighters, all those TIE fighters shooting at you at one time was doing some damage.
Yeah.
And that's what makes that squadron formation terrifying. It's not the number of ships; it's the number of firepowers coming at you per shot.
Yeah. And he did a smart thing, and even though it sucked when he was doing the maneuvers, but he had Hal Runner right in the middle.
Yeah.
So that re-roll action, helped for a lot of the ships right around it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
So that worked really well.
true.
But of course, Chris, he has all those little shenanigans on his,
Yeah.
Squad build.
What's that?
I said his squad build or his formation tactic when he does shenanigans at.
His squad build, because he had Lando in there and as a crew, and that one getting his he has to roll 2 dice, and whatever comes up on the dice is what he gets.
Yeah.
And if he rolls 2 blanks, the other person gets to pick what action he gets, focus or evade.
Yeah. So he's never out of actions. He's always got something.
Yeah, he always had an action, with that crew.
Potentially 2.
Yeah, and sometimes 2. Yeah. So that, and then AP5 was doing his coordinate.
Yeah, with Jyn Erso.
Yeah, with Jyn Erso. Yeah, so, and I mean, he just had was Gold Squadron pilots on the Y-wings.
Yeah.
But I mean, he was doing some good stuff too. Some good flying with both of them.
Yeah, he flies really well.
Yeah. So it was a really good game. It was nice to watch, but it would have been good to get that one on record. Next time I'll be a little bit more ready for that one. And yeah, make sure I have an extra card with me.
Yeah.
So you could fit it on a new SD card. But lessons for next time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and anything else on today?
I'm not sure if the bomb technique that I seen today was in the old version. I think it was when Darren was going. Forgot who he was up against, but one of the ships dropped a seismic charge, and it went off and took out debris in the process, as well as doing damage to the ship. I like the concept of the bomb doing damage, not only to the ships but to the environment.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's the whole point of the seismic charges. That you don't take damage directly from the bomb or the mine.
Uh-huh.
It actually it is made to detonate in an obstacle within range 0 to 1 of that mine, and then
Uh-huh.
any ship within range 0 to 1 of that obstacle takes 1 damage. So it's all about blowing up the obstacles to do damage.
It's good counter frost.
Ah,
Hmm.
I like that concept still.
Oh yeah, no, it's it can be ugly and fun at the same time.
Yeah, I know that was used on me one time, and that was my game with Mike. He blew up something, and yeah, it hit a couple of my ships,
Ah,
and I had no way of getting away from him.
No, you can't.
So that was the one time where I really wish I could have had that boost or barrel roll to get out of there at the time.
that I know the feeling too. Being a bum at the last minute, and not be able to avoid it. Yes.
Yeah, that one was. It was like, I mean, like I said, that was one of the ones that what Rob was um, tried, that I turned and cut away and got away from it, and I was just outside of um, the range to get hit by the debris from the rock,
Hmm.
So it was nice to miss that.
Yeah.
But it would do some damage. I mean, if you just, and he was, and they, I think Mike was playing with some large debris. So you put that on there, and you like that big rock,
Yeah.
put the big rock right there in the middle, and throw a seismic charge at it,
Yeah.
and anybody that's right there in the middle is going to probably get hit.
Yeah. Especially if you time it just right. It's like this one ability I want to try out with one of my ships. Static array. Oh, I like what it does. I'm trying to remember what it did. It either gave an ion token or did an ion token and a little bit of damage to the ship. Like the concept. I want to try that out one day, hopefully. Very soon.
Yeah, that okay. So if we got nothing else for that, let's go ahead and move on over to the new article for the Resistance that
Ooh.
Fantasy Flight put out there. Um, I don't know if each of you guys each read the whole thing at all,
I didn't.
but the couple things I picked that I picked up on, with the course they only showed the one pilot title, or pilot card of Ray on there, and then the other Rose and Paige and Finn and what Chewie, Han, and C-3PO, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
what I came up with is, okay, so let's go with Ray as that pilot, right?
Uh-huh.
So we start off with, when she defends or performs an attack, if the ship is enemy is in your front firing arc, you can spend a force charge to change one of your blank results to a hit or evade.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then if you threw what's his name, Finn on there, while you defend or perform a primary attack, if the enemy ship is in your front firing arc, you may add 1 blank to your roll.
Mm-hmm.
So, you get that free blank, and then you can use a force charge to change into a hit.
Sounds interesting.
Or, of course, an evade if you need to. But, that synergy. And then you put in, what was it, Rose? Yeah, you put Rose in there, and like they even talked about that part. You put Finn and Rose on the Falcon, and then Finn throws out that blank. Well, then you can spend that blank to pick up a target lock or pick up a lock on an enemy ship.
Right.
So like earlier when I was talking about cars that all that synergy right there, all 3 of those can work in so many different ways. It's like every role you could have, any of that stuff. But then they throw in that new title too. You can do a singer's loop or a boost or rotate your arc even while you're stressed. So
It's gonna be ugly.
what's that?
It's gonna be ugly.
Yeah, because think about it. You got them in front of you, and then they throw on their Singor's loop, and then they can use those cards together. And now there's a blank. Now let's turn it into a hit. Now I got that extra hit right there. Or hey, they just put on a target lock. It's just some crazy stuff that they're coming up with, but work so well together on the same turn.
Yeah.
Makes yeah. Gonna be a lot of interesting things are gonna be coming out for the next couple of weeks with this squad, these new updates. But some people are gonna find some holes in there and use the advantage they may find, which I can only imagine what may be in there.
I mean, it's even this. You add that R2, HA on there. Okay, let's say you have Finn and Rose on there, and then this droid.
Yeah.
So Finn adds that blank. The blank, and this is why let's say you're performing attack because you shot first. So you perform the attack, and you get that free blank, and then you turn it into a target lock.
Yeah.
But then when you defend, this R2 unit says while you defend, you can spend that lock on the attacker to roll any number of your defense dice. So if you roll a shit roll, now you can use that target lock and roll again.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is pretty incredible.
Yeah. I won't even argue with that.
Yeah, and then that page. All right, so this is a new thing that they've been putting in a lot of the ships and cards and whatnot. Is when you blow up, you can drop a bomb. Like, what kind of crap is that?
I think it's dealing with when she actually died on that bomber.
Well, yeah, but I mean, there's another ship. Someone had one today. I can't remember off the top of my head. But they were like, if they destroyed, they could. Oh, it was. I think was it the Punisher? I don't remember, but one of them, someone had them today. Was they can drop or launch a bomb if they died.
Huh?
That's weird.
Hold on, I'm trying to see who it was.
Yeah, I don't know about that. That seems like a It's kind of weird.
It's pretty heavy.
Yeah, it was something. I swear it was something that Mike had on that Punisher build. I'll have to pull his stuff up and see. Do you guys know what the skilled bombardier does?
That's the one where isn't it like after you? No, I'm reading page again. I was thinking that's after you launch bomb, you can rotate your turret. But
Oh no, that's the one. If you would drop or launch a bomb or device, you may use a template of the same bearing with a speed 1 or higher,
One higher or lower.
or lower. Yeah.
We had a debate on that, he and I.
Well, like what?
Well, I was under the assumption, and I'm probably wrong. It says because it says if you would drop or launch a device, you may use a template of the same bearing with a speed 1 higher or lower.
okay,
Now, when it said speed, I took it as the speed of your maneuver.
yeah,
No, it's like if you had the ones that say you can use the 2 template instead of the 1 template for dropping a bomb,
Uh huh.
then that one would be higher or lower. So you could
oh,
use the 1 or the 3.
So if that was the case on a skilled bombardier on say Eamon, because I can use the 3 turns or the 3 straight, I could use a 4 straight
Yeah.
or a 2.
or a 2, right? Or a 2 turn.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Well, maybe it wasn't him.
I know he had that. I know that he had skilled bombardier.
Yeah, no, I mean, I know he had that one too, but I'm just trying to find that whoever it was I saw that. Man, I can't remember. I have a terrible memory, guys. I don't remember. It irritates me that I can't remember. I'll find it sometime. Oh, no, here it is. Yeah, Deathfire. After you are destroyed, before you are removed, you may perform an attack and drop or launch 1 device.
wow.
Wow.
So Deathfire, it's not as bad as it just drops a bomb. You can attack and drop a bomb.
Hmm.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, and I think who did he have that? Oh no, that was another one that I was looking at. It was a Type bomber. So he didn't have that one, but I was looking at all the other type. I was some of the other bombers that people had, but that. Oh, I know. It was what's his name, Rob. When he first started the match that we were playing, he had that tile on the base instead of the robot. So that's why I was looking it up. I was like, what does he do? I'm trying to get back to my article here. Who did we talk? Oh, we didn't talk about 3PO. I have a question for you guys on this one.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get him up here. Okay. his ability, if as a crew member, it says while you coordinate, you can choose friendly ships beyond range 2 if they have a calculate on their action bar.
Right.
What other resistance ship has calculate on its action bar?
Resistance?
Yeah, it's
I couldn't
resistance
say.
only.
Makes logical sense.
There might be like astromechs that give calculate.
He's 3PO, but he's not resistance. Or is he?
What's that?
3PO gives calculate.
Yeah, this one gets calculate. But what other ones have we seen that have calculate?
Maybe some ships that we haven't seen yet that they're planning to build and have calculated in the future. So they might be planning ahead, for all we know.
Well, yeah, but does that mean are we thinking maybe that's a prelude to a ship or that's going to be flown like a droid?
I think just
Probably.
astromechs.
Or are we going to be seeing upgrade cards like 3PO that add a calculate to their action bar?
That's what I think.
Yeah.
What's
That's
that?
another possibility.
What'd you say, Kyle?
I think it'll just be astromechs that give calculate.
Yeah. I mean, who knows what BB-8's going to do?
True.
You know, he might be throwing. He might be that one.
Yeah.
But
True.
you have a Falcon. You got 3PO on it. Oh, and then you have T-70 with BB-8 on it.
Yeah.
You know, all this stuff. But then it says after you perform the calculate or coordinate action, gain 1 calculate token. So you coordinate with a ship that has the calculate button on, calculate token on it. It calculates. Oh, and then you get a calculate.
Yeah.
So, or you can do a calculate and then get another calculate,
That's that concept.
just like those robots did.
I don't think he does gain 2 calculates.
It says after you perform a calculate action, gain
Oh,
1
I see,
calculate token.
Yeah, I missed that. Or
Yeah. So
Yeah, he was doing that a lot today.
using the 2 calculates.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. It saved him a couple times.
Saved him all the time. I couldn't get anything through.
Yeah, one of his I couldn't push anything through. The other one I got half points because I think he had like 2 hole left on it. But I mean, vice versa, he couldn't get any damage through to my ships either. He ended up taking out my TIE aggressor right there at the end, but it wasn't enough. So I still won. So then,
It's always good to beat Rob, anyways.
what's that?
It's always good to beat Rob, anyways.
Yeah,
It keeps him grounded.
it's all right. We all have to lose sometime. Some of us more often than others.
Yes, I know. Hush.
All right, so the Han Solo crew card. Anyone have anything to say about that one?
Cheating.
Yeah. But I mean, that's what he does best, right?
I was gonna say it does make sense.
After you perform an evade action, gain an evade action to equal the number of ships around you from 0 to 1.
So I mean, yeah, you fly right into a mess of I don't know, tie swarm.
Yeah.
TIE swarm right in the middle of them.
I'm like, hi there, guys, peekaboo, and they're like, so yeah, here's my evade action, and let's see how many. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, there's only 5 there.
Action though, so if you get
That will work.
What's that, Kyle?
I was saying you still have to be able to perform the action though. So if you get bumped, it doesn't matter. You don't get any evades.
No, but I mean, if he sets himself down right there in the middle of them, or even
That's hard
right
to do.
next to the side of them,
Yeah.
That's more.
and
Right in
doesn't
front of
bump
them.
them,
Whatever. Yeah.
but they're all right there next to him. He performs that red evade action. So what? The stress, but you get 5 evade tokens.
Yeah, I think that's an interesting card.
Nobody's gonna be able to get that much.
Not likely, unless you roll really, really crappy.
Yeah.
True.
So
Well, the Falcon's got one. It has one evade. So if he had, say, 4 evade tokens, yeah. I was just looking at, just given that scenario, if he was to jump in front of, well, like even that scenario right there, he's taking the 1 evade for free, which is a red action, but there's 2 fighters right there in front of him, so he gets 2 more.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And then what's the next one? Chewbacca?
Chewy.
Yeah.
Chewy.
The one who ignores was it damage cards. Flipped over.
Well, yeah. This one here says, this one, let's see, setup, lose 1 charge. It comes with 2 charges. After friendly ship at range 0 to 3 is dealt 1 damage card, recover a charge. And then while you perform an attack, you may spend 2 charges to change 1 focus to a crit result.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So, like we had said before when we were talking about it, is, my interpretation is they did that lose 1 charge just so you have to wait to use it.
Yeah.
So you're not nailing people right from the beginning, with some crits. I mean, I know he doesn't regenerate his charges.
Yeah, you only get to do it 1 time.
Right. But still, you can't do it right off the bat. You have to wait till you start getting your friends start getting damage.
No, you can do it. What do you mean you can do it 1 time?
You only get 1 time. He doesn't regain his charges.
Yeah, he does. After a friendly ship at range 0 to 3 is dealt 1 damage, recover 1 device, or what is that called?
1
energy.
Didn't even think about that. So if anyone else gets the damage cards,
no, it's not even a damage card. No, it does say damage card.
Yes.
Didn't see the card part.
It's dealt 1 damage card.
Right.
Now, does that mean if my friendly ship got 2 damage cards, does he not get the charge, or does he get more than 1 charge?
Well, I mean, as long as he's dealt at least 1, but it doesn't say at least 1.
But it doesn't say at least. It says 1 damage card.
Yeah, that's...
So, that way would mean, he's only dealt 1 damage card.
Right. Oh, English.
Yeah.
It's not so much the English, it's the way it's put into context.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, let's make it a little more confusing. It's like they consulted a lawyer. Hey, how can we make this so nobody can understand it, and then cry about it?
Or leave it open so we can change it later.
Openness, interpretation. Because I could see people arguing both ways.
Yeah, absolutely. I could see both ways being absolutely prudent.
Yeah.
It's just, I can honestly see that. Hey, we're going to hold a contest. Make this paragraph as frustrating as possible.
Yeah, I mean, of course, clear would have been, it says, because if you could get more than 1, I mean, it'd be saying something like, you would get
1 each.
As soon as after a friendly ship or range 0-3 is dealt damage, then recover 1 charge for how many ever damage cards it gets.
Right.
To a maximum of 2.
Right.
Mm.
You know, but so I mean that was the way I would kind of kind of rule it if I was the one
Yeah.
making the judgment call.
Based on that wording, that honestly says if you're dealt 2 cards, then you get 2 charges back,
Yeah,
up to your maximum.
that's how I'd interpret as well. So you
See?
gain 1 charge per damage card.
Yeah, because it doesn't specify if. A lot of times, even like with if you look at Cast Scarlet's, says if you have it, if there's at least one non-limited friendly at range 0 to 1 of the enemy of the defender, I think it is, then you can re-roll one attack dice, right?
Right.
So I mean, it specifies you're only going to get to be able to re-roll 1 dice.
Yeah.
It doesn't say if you have, 3 non-limited within range 0 to 1 of that defender, you get to re-roll 3 dice, or 1 for each.
Right.
Yeah.
FFG is good and then bad about being specific.
Oh
Also,
wait, you said with Kath was what? I mean, what did you
huh? Say it again. I didn't hear you.
like Kath Scarlet? You said her ability, your interpretation would be what?
I said, well, I was using it as an example. Hers is like, while you perform a primary attack, if there is at least one friendly non-limited chip at range 0, pardon me, of the defender, roll 1 additional attack dice.
Right.
It says at least 1, so there could be 3 non-limited, but I'm still only going to get 1 extra dice because it doesn't. It says roll 1 additional attack dice. It doesn't say roll 1 attack dice for each non-limited.
Right. But I mean, there's those other ones like the ion cannon and stuff, and they start saying each, you gain 1 for each or something. So that's why I wouldn't take it as you could get more than 1 damage.
For ion cannons?
No, I mean for this one, because like I said on ion cannon, what it said like, if you roll 3 hits and they all go through, you get a damage for the first one and an ion token for each additional, hit that you made.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So uncanceled hit. But I mean that specifies that you can get more than 1 in a round.
It does sound like that, anyways. And if it came up to as a ruling, I mean, that's how I would favor it because it makes sense to me.
That if you had or your friendly ship got 2 damage, that you get 2 charges.
Yeah, because it doesn't specify only 1. It says because it doesn't say if. I have to go back and look at the wording. Stand by. It says after a friendly ship at range 0 to 3 is dealt 1 damage card, recover 1 charge. So it doesn't say at least or at range is dealt 1 damage card.
See, and then it's even more vague when it's in the article because it says, Chewie recovers a charge after a friendly ship at range 0 to 3 is dealt damage.
Yeah, it says dealt damage. So I mean, it's.
But it does, and then it says, and once he has his 2 full charges, he can unleash a powerful attack, changing a focus to a critical hit. Yeah, whatever.
I wouldn't read the article as rules, though.
Oh yeah, I don't either, but I'm
Because,
just saying I wondered if they had said something different in the article. That's why I went back to it. But I mean, it doesn't even make it anything clearer.
Right.
But I guess lofty. Then when rules come out, people debate them.
Well, also the card itself says dealt 1 damage card. And in the article it says recoverable charge after receiving is dealt damage. It doesn't specify card.
Right.
So yeah,
Right.
The upgrade card itself is still vague because it says is dealt 1 damage card. Although I guess honestly there too, playing devil's advocate, the argument could say, well, it says for 1 damage card, it's dealt 1, it recovers 1 charge. But then again, I'm just gonna shoot myself in the foot here and say, well, what if he's dealt 2 damage cards? Does he get 2 charges then? I don't know.
And I would say no.
You would say no, yeah? I don't know.
Yeah, if he got 2 damage cards, I would say he still only gets 1 damage. I mean, 1 recovered.
The thing is, that could be seen as 2 separate instances. You're dealt 1 card, and then you're dealt 1 more card. So I could see it either way, you know.
Yeah, but I mean, if you already have 1 to begin with, and then you
Right.
do it, I mean, we're talking about is it later on, does it recover it more? Because then that would be the only time it would recover more than 1.
Right.
You know, that first time, of course, it's going to be only that, but is something like this going to be something where they're actually going to be able to use that first paragraph as like recharging it instead of, you know, how, you know, it doesn't have that arrow on it, so it doesn't, you know, they don't gain it back, you know, at the end of the round.
Yeah,
but
they don't recharge at the end of the round.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We'll have to see.
I'm sure they'll fact that as soon as it comes out.
Yeah, something. We'll see. Or who knows? They might change and make it a little more clear when they
Stop it.
actually print the card.
What?
It's possible. All right, so let's go back to. No, where's the? Oh, there it is. The Evil Resurgent. That's the article. You know, that was back done in August, but still, it was the only thing we have of the First Order. So I figured since we're talking about Resistance, we can talk a little bit about the First Order.
Yeah.
Since, you know, that's more near and dear to my heart. So, like, they haven't done all this stuff, like, you know, going in depth on, you know, different things that the First Order can do, but they did still put in a lot of good cards that they, you know, kind of spoiled. Like, there's the 1 card for Midnight, which is Omega Leader. So, you know, so let's see, we got while you defend or perform an attack, if you have a lock on the enemy ship, that ship's dice cannot be modified.
Right.
Huh. Pretty ugly.
Yeah, I mean, it's got the normal TIE-FO fighters, you know, kind of thing where it's the 2 attack, 3 agility, 3 hull, and a shield.
Yeah.
And then they went. Epsilon Leader became Muse. I don't know who comes up with these damn things.
Who knows?
So this one says, at the start of the engagement phase, you may choose a friendly ship at range 0 to 1. If you do, that ship removes 1 stress.
Yeah. Same as it was before.
Yeah. But
Because I used to run that ship.
then they have the EPT or the talent card, fanatical. You perform a primary attack. If you are not shielded, you may change one focus to hit result.
Yeah.
One of those FOs loses their shield. This one kicks in.
Yeah.
Nothing
Did
about
you
how.
guys? Oh, go ahead.
Honestly, it sounds like that's how I was planning to go for the new upgrade. You know, you gotta get some pros out of it with some cons. So, yay! There's the cons. Ugh.
What, you have to lose your shield first?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine that EPTs can be pretty cheap.
Yeah, probably.
Now I'm gonna try to figure out. Can't wait about to see what other cards that we don't know about, what they're gonna be. Since I now know some of the cards that are gonna have some good strengths as well as some not so good strengths.
Yeah.
But it makes the game much more interesting. I'm putting that terms now.
Yeah, and then they had the Zeta Ace, from Ford. Now is called Long Shot.
Ah,
Long Shot because you perform a primary attack at range 3. You roll an additional attack dice.
Yeah.
So it's that we're instead of just the defender getting that additional one.
it's now. Yeah, that's gonna be interesting.
All right. Yeah. I have a question for you guys. What tokens are orange?
Uh,
Energy tokens.
got disarm,
Oh,
jam, and tractor.
Jam and Tractor?
Yeah.
Okay, because I was wondering because since since I'm the colorblind guy,
Yeah.
I don't know what orange is because one of the um, TIE fighters in here, they that's like in the where they fan out the cards.
Yeah.
Has it's a initiative 1 fighter. It's called Lieutenant Revis.
Hmm.
Because after a ship at range 1 or 2 gains a red or orange token, if you do not have that ship locked, I'm trying to figure you gain a lock or something else. But that's why I was trying to figure out what orange tokens there would be. So if it's a disarm, you said disarm and tractor
Disarm.
and jam.
Yeah.
hmm.
Okay, I could see that working.
Hmm.
Yeah, that could. I mean, you could. That could be used. I mean, especially as just initiative 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it might give you that lock for. Yeah, because if you're initiative 1, I mean, you're going to shoot last.
Yeah.
So if one of your ships, and it just says a ship, it doesn't say enemy or friendly,
Right.
you know. So it's just a ship at range 1 or 2. So it could be an enemy ship. Like my guy next to me can shoot him with a jam,
Right.
and he gains it. Oh, now I'm going to get a lock on him. Now I get to shoot him later, and I have a target lock on him.
Yeah.
So that works. Um, then the upgrade card for advanced optics is back again. While you perform an attack, you may spend 1 focus token to change one of your blank results to a hit result.
Hmm.
Hmm.
It's a good card.
That'll be used. That was one of those cards I liked having.
Like anyway.
The other picture they had was, had some more. titles on it that, and some we can't even read anything, but it had Blackout, and he's in Initiative 5. And Kylo Ren at Initiative 5. And it looks like he's got the same kind of thing because it starts off with after you defend, you may spend 1 force token, and then it says, then it's the dark something, so I'm sure he'll have the I'll show you the dark side condition card.
Right.
And then, when he defends, he can use a force token to, give somebody that card. So like before it was, once you're hit for the first time, you take damage for the first time. You hand it out to somebody.
Right.
So
spread the love.
yeah. There's also Omega Leader Midnight on there, and Major Strident. Can't really tell what his is. It says while you, yeah, that's about all I see.
Yeah.
And then here comes something out of First Jedi or the Last Jedi, the hyperspace tracking data.
Right.
Hmm.
Before placing forces, you may.
Yeah, I think it's the first one is like setup. This is before placing forces, you may something at 0 and 6.
Yeah.
I don't know. Any thoughts on what that might be? Or any wishes?
No, the 6 kind of throws me off.
Yeah.
I'm thinking they're talking about initiatives.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be.
It says before placing forces, you may, pick to have pilot initiative 0 or 6 for setup. So then, I'm either the very first to put my ship down or the very last.
Right.
I don't know. To me, it's either way. Then the Special Forces Gunner. I don't know if you guys saw that one. It says while you perform a primary attack, it had the primary front arc attack. Your mobile arc is in your front arc. You may roll 1 additional attack die. And it says after you perform a primary front arc attack, and I think it says, and your mobile arc is in your rear arc, you may perform a bonus primary, turret attack.
Yeah. That's the same as it was before, wasn't it?
Well, they didn't have the gunner. I mean, they had the Special Forces
Tie
title.
This was a title card, yeah.
So
veteran, I think it's veteran tail gunner that allows you to do that action too. Once you perform a primary forward, you get a secondary or a primary rear attack.
Yeah.
So they get that all in there.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. I was kind of interested. I thought it was interesting that Kylo Ren's got is only a 5.
Yeah.
But Midnight is Omega Leader is a 6.
Maybe because the Omega Leader might have more skill with that ship. I'm assuming you're talking about the Silencer. So,
well, the Silencer, Kylo Ren's a 5, but Midnight, he's in the First Order tie. They have another couple titles down at the bottom. Major Strident was for the Upsilon shuttle, and Lieutenant Dormitz.
Yeah.
And then Zeta pilots or Zeta Squadron pilot for the TIE fighter. And then they had Captain Phasma.
All right. I was wondering when she was going to be coming into this game.
Hopefully she's more useful in the game than she is in the movies.
Actually, I found out the first movie she actually had more scenes, but they cut it out because they felt like that was how you say it was too much information, so they decided to cut those scenes out. I'm like, are you serious? So now we just see Captain Phasma as this high level stormtrooper walking around with God, I can't try to remember the name of the planet. The same planet that Palpatine was born on, and basically she took one of those ships that the VIP used to fly in, took that metal and actually used it to make her stormtrooper uniform. But long story short, from what I've heard from stories, she's supposed to be a bad egg, like the best stormtrooper you'll ever meet in your life in hand-to-hand combat. But they keep cutting all her scenes, so it's kind of like,
This is
okay, you only hear her say stuff.
I mean, yeah, I mean the books and even the comic books for Phasma were, she was more of a badass on those. Than she really in the first one, she really didn't seem like she was really all that, all the shit at all.
yeah. Oh no, not the garbage chute. Anything but
Yeah,
that.
pretty much.
Yeah, you know, but at least the second one, she had a fight scene,
Yeah.
and she held her own pretty good with that. But
Oh yes. I wonder what her abilities are going to be.
it doesn't really say. It just says at the.
Yeah, it's all cut off.
That's all you see.
See, that's like, ooh, I can't wait to see what the other cards are going to be like.
Yeah. Then we got like a Palpatine kind of thing. They have a 2 slots for crew,
Snoke.
a Supreme Leader Snoke.
He does
And
something during the system phase.
That's another one.
Yeah,
But
during the system phase. What kind of crap does he do there? They dropped a bomb. You can use the Force to discard it.
interesting concept. But
Who
I have a
knows?
strong feeling they're not going to do that kind of card.
So now on the dials, I'm gonna say probably the one on the left they have in the picture is the silencers
Yeah, I'd imagine so.
because it goes really fast.
And the other one has a red stop.
What's that?
And the other one has a red stop, so that's probably the shuttle.
Yeah, that one's probably definitely the shuttle. Not much different, I think, on that one. It's that what Talon roll that makes me think that one's the silencers.
Yeah.
Because I don't see the TIE fighters getting Talon roll.
No.
Yeah.
That would be ugly.
Now it's making me wonder, what ships will we see? I know the Typhoids are going to be the new cannon fodder for their squadron, like the old Empire's cannon fodder as the original TIEs. Not that shooting the TIE fighter down, but one by itself isn't bad. But when you have a squadron coming at you and they're all staying coordinated, it turns that one annoying little gnat into a freaking monsoon.
Yeah.
That's best way I can put it. Oh, the ships. Yay. Let's see, because you have Typhoid. Oh, yeah, that's right. Special operation, because y'all already mentioned that.
Did we lose Darren?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, you fall asleep?
Well, messing with the dogs. They're being rambunctious. I'm gonna run them outside real quick.
All right.
I'm gonna mute and I'll come back.
Okay.
Okay. So he's hanging with us. Woohoo!
I was wondering if you fall asleep because I didn't see the little mute icon come up on him.
Right.
I thought maybe he did one of those. I was watching when I was sitting over with my boys today, and I looked over at the final table and see Darren's over there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, look at Darren. He's taking a nap. Oh, old man. Yeah.
It also boils down to his schedule, too.
What's that?
it also boils down to your schedule. Because, like for me, for example, I'm going to use myself as an example. Sometimes it looks like I'm falling asleep, but in reality, in another hour, a couple hours, so sometimes I had to report to work at 4 in the morning. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh God. When I get off, it's like, yeah, I'm off. And next thing you know, if I'm there at the storage show, sometimes I'm sitting there. If I'm not playing, you might find me in a corner somewhere out cold. That's because I'm finally getting my bedtime sleep in finally.
Yeah. Go ahead and pull one of those and come over to the store and then sit down and talk to my kids.
Yeah.
That too.
They'll keep you awake.
Oh yeah, they did do that. They did do that with me this time around. Because they had me
Yeah.
sitting over there thinking about stuff like, oh, that's something I did think about, but wasn't really thinking about. But now that you get me to think about it, I'm gonna have to process the thought and remember what I've learned so far in life.
Yeah.
Mhm.
People on my side of the family really don't have a hard time finding things to talk about
Oh yeah.
to anybody.
Yeah, I can tell because
Yeah.
they had me going for a good, I don't even know, like maybe almost close to 30. I'm close to an hour. I was alert and I was thinking because they asked me questions that my mind could process, but I don't try to go too deep into the analytical part because if I would sit there and go deep into analytical, it's like I don't say I lose a person, but I even tend to get myself lost and sometimes when I get into technical babble. I have to be kind of careful. And I always warn people, if you know what you're talking about, that's awesome. But if you have a somewhat knowledge of what you're talking about, be careful because you might go into technical babble. And that's when it sounds like it makes sense, but in reality, you put it in a test situation, you'll find out very quickly it is not true.
Yeah, my it's one of the things that Michelle says she likes about me because she can take me anywhere, or we can go anywhere, or be around anybody that she knows, and young or old, and I'm gonna find something I can talk to you about.
Mm.
I'm one of those that I know way too much and about so many useless things that um, I never have a problem finding things to talk about with anybody.
Yeah.
You know, shoot, just tell me you know an inkling about Star Wars, and by the time you're done talking to me, you're gonna know a lot.
Yeah, I can see that definitely. Oh man, huh? And so people, I had to explain to those who were not initiated about Star Wars. I'm like, okay, before you get ready to criticize it, I ask them, what movies did he watch? If some of the movies line up to how Star Wars is done, I'm like, okay, think about it this way: the movie you like that's brand new, a lot of stuff you mentioned, I hear in it. Oh, it took away from this episode, that episode. They're like, wait, he did from that movie? I'm like, yeah, even though I call them episodes. Oh, Lord. They're not really episodes, they're movie upon movie. I don't
Yeah,
think
but they all start with an episode number.
yeah, it's like, I didn't, how can I put it? As a kid, I never really paid attention to the episode numbers. I always thought when I was a kid, New Hope was the first movie, the whole entire franchise, and then was it Return of the Jedi is the end, the sad tragic end. Okay, sadness. More. Move on to other stuff.
Yeah.
One day as a young adult, hey, guess what? What? They're coming back. I'm like, huh? I'm sorry, I get myself lost for a second there. I was thinking the process and I did it again. What was I saying? Sometimes that happens when I do too much thinking. I accidentally get myself lost. That's why I said to stop myself from when I'm processing. I'm thinking, and the next thing I know, I'm saying it, and poof, and I'm like, what was I saying?
Yeah,
Don't
if
me out.
people that don't know you, Larry, don't know that you probably that you talk like this all the time, and it's not like you're drunk and
Yeah.
you go off topic. You
Oh
talk
yeah.
like it all the time. That's why sometimes it's so fun to talk to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Because
um,
I tell everybody I'm a laid back person.
Could see
I'm
that.
easygoing. I don't try to make life complicated when you get to know me. It's like, hey, this is who I am.
Yeah.
Hey, take it or leave it. Yeah,
yeah,
sometimes I might try to sound smart, but I'm gonna warn you. I'm not a very I gotta say I'm smart, but I'm not to the point where I'm a genius. So there's gonna be a lot of moments where I'm gonna literally just face plant myself. The only thing you just do is just sit there and shake your head and say, "That's just him." I'm like,
Yeah.
yes, I admit to it.
Yep. Definitely that.
Yeah. Oh.
See, you even got me off track. I don't even know. Oh, we were talking about the episodes.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
episodic parts. And that's what there we go. Now I'm back on track again. Finally, that's what it was.
Look at that.
I was an adult. I was like, yes, I know all the movies, the Star Wars, and all of a sudden, I was getting into adulthood. Star Wars Episode 1. I was like, wait, what? Episode
Yeah.
what? And at the end of that, I was joining the rest of the people who were Star Wars confused. I was like, okay, now when there's kids that are born, I have to show them Star Wars Episode 1. Then when they see Star Wars New Hope, I have to explain to them if they understand the graded footage. Wow, this one's older over here, while this one is newer over here. Oh God. Oh,
Yeah, that was the whole thing. Is like these ones just don't look as like fancy as the other ones. They use so much more CGI in the other one.
yep.
Yeah, technology was so much difference between the episode 4 and episode 1.
Yes.
You know, and even as a kid, but when I saw the movies, and I'm seeing episode 4, episode 5, episode 6,
Mm-hmm.
you're like, where the hell's 1, 2, and 3?
Yeah.
And stuff. Later on they start talking about it and stuff, and you find out that there's that whole backstory that they don't know, and I'm like, well, when the hell are they gonna pull that out?
Yeah.
Yeah, then when they pulled it out, I was hoping when it got to 3, I was like, please. Well, actually, originally, I heard there was 2 stories that were supposed to be at Anakin. The one we got, and then there was another one where you could just sit that he was just destined to become Vader. Just every action he did, everything he did, all the way up to that point where he finally becomes Vader. They said, nah, we're going to go with the one that you sit there and feel like, this is going to be Vader? Are you serious? But then again, it's probably, we call it a conspiracy, just like there is about Jar Jar being a Sith Lord. Oh, Lord.
Oh God, I don't even want to hear that bullshit. Jar Jar's an idiot. I don't like Jar Jar.
Yeah.
There's actually videos on YouTube where they talk about it, and I listened to them.
You can put those idiots just to bed. Those guys. Jar Jar's an idiot.
I'll go with that.
So
Oh, man.
Look, Larry, you don't see the room that I'm in. You haven't been over here yet, but I got so much shit in this room, and I said at one point I was given the opportunity to buy a toy that was Jar Jar Binks,
Mm-hmm.
and I went, well, he was in this movie, so technically, he's part of the canon, and I might at least have one Jar Jar Binks in this room. So I did. I bought it. It's way over there in the corner. But at least I have a Jar Jar Binks in case somebody says, oh, you don't see Jar Jar. There it is. Go over there.
You can go join him in the corner.
Yeah, go join him in the corner over there.
Yeah, because unfortunately, I found out. At first, I didn't believe there was no Jar Jar Big fans. And I found out there is some. I'm just sitting there like,
I don't
there
want
has
that,
to be a
Larry.
fan for something for everything. So
I
whatever.
don't know how anybody could really like that, but I got to give it. Michelle thinks he's funny, but I don't.
To each their own is my motto. Because when I was watching him, the only thing I felt was not offended, but it was like this character, how in the world he's able to help. And then in episode 1, how he was able to win the battle. I'm sitting there like, he really? Never mind. That's when I get close to that crazy conspiracy theory stuff. I'm gonna leave that alone. Because it's like, how could you take all those things out and you're cowering the whole entire time? Never mind.
George, it's like Wile E. Coyote kind of antics.
Yes. That's why I just say, George Lucas, I'll let you take that moment. Yeah, I'll let you take the run. I'll let you take the run with it. And everyone's like, what do you mean? Everyone who makes something famous eventually has to faceplant on some kind of ideal. That's his faceplant moment. I'm not shooting him down. He's just here.
Yeah. Like, I was really irritated too when they pulled out in the Clone Wars cartoon when they had the episode Bombard Jedi, and he pretended like he was a Jedi.
Yeah.
That was some bullshit on that one too.
That's how I
I just
feel
shook my
about Jar
head.
Jar.
I had to watch it because it went through the storyline, so I was just like, this is bullshit the whole time I was going through it. I'm just so glad that one didn't show at Hobbytown when we were there today. I would have
Oh,
been, turn this crap off.
oh man, that's what I'm happy after. What do you say? What is it? Right around when they go to the Galactic Empire, I'm happy. And everyone's like, "Why are you happy? Because you support the Empire?" I'm like, "No, just ask yourself after everything is over with the Galactic Empire. Ask me, what species do you not see?" They're like, "I don't know. I forget what Jar Jar is, but you don't
Gungans?
see Gungan. There we go. You don't see a blessed Gungan. I have not seen one in episode 7, nor have I seen it in 8, and I'm fearing 9 because right now, as much as I hate to say it, a lot of those legendary actors decided, like George, what's his name, George Hamill, and Harrison Ford decided, you know what? Instead of keeping our characters alive, we opt out. We're going to have our characters die. And what does fate do to us as fans? Oh, they're still alive. But Carrie Fisher, you're coming home. I'm like, oh God, man, how are they gonna keep her? How are they gonna play her out in the next movie? Oh
Yeah,
God.
Oh,
it is kind of funny how they keep the one actor, or out of the original three, the one out of the three that actually dies in
Yep.
real life, and they're the ones who survives the end of the movie.
Yeah.
you know, and of course, granted, they did not know she was going to die after they were done filming,
Right.
but still, it's just so funny that Luke dies and Carrie's the one who's dead. Uh,
And
you
that's
know,
why.
yeah, um, Mark Hamill and Harrison Ford were tired of being in the movies.
Yeah.
yeah, Harrison Ford at first wasn't even wanting to come back for episode 7. One thing I read, so that's why it was like, well, I come back if you kill me off.
Right.
Because I don't even know if you guys know it. He was only originally supposed to be in episode 4 and 5.
Yep. I
He
remember
didn't
hearing
sign on
about
at first for the third movie. Um, that's why Empire Strikes Back ended with him going into Carbonite,
Yeah.
Yep.
because he was still unsure.
Right.
So
And then he got suddenly focused on just kill off my character, kill off my character. I'm like, good God, that's one of the things I heard about him. I was like, okay.
Well, he got hooked on that paycheck.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
Yeah, that's what happened.
yeah, I'll take a few million.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could use it.
Hey, I'll take a few million myself.
Cost
Oh,
of
you
a
gonna give me a
bagel,
few
but
million? Sure. What character gonna be? Oh, a character I might not like for the rest of my life. Okay, I'll do that for a couple million. Oh God. Ugh.
Yeah, because it's funny is that you see those actors and you think they're just like they embrace that role and stuff, and then you find out later on that they really hated the role. Like Alec Guinness, he hated
Mhm.
Star Wars.
yeah.
He hated it,
He didn't
and
understand it.
Yeah.
he didn't understand it. He didn't like it. He didn't like any of the philosophies, all that Jedi stuff. He didn't like any of that.
Yeah.
And then like he wasn't even happy to come back for the second movie. You
that
know,
sounds.
and they
That
said,
sounds.
"Oh, he's going to come back and he's going to be a Force Ghost." You know,
Yeah.
so I mean, it's funny that when you get those people that are like that, they make an iconic thing. And then, of course, when Episode 4 was filmed, nobody thought it was going to be the way it was.
True.
You know, I mean, that's why they were only released on only a limited number of screens to begin with. So
Yeah.
it wasn't like these national, all released at one time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
What about that? Seeing so
Dude,
many actors and actresses that have done so many legendary roles, and then when you, like you said, when you find out, they're like, well, sometimes some of them start off with like, I'm liking my role, I liking my character, first couple of seasons, then find out the kind of fandom they get. Sometimes it's a little not what they were expecting. because I'm thinking of one actress from the past. Her family was like, okay, they can't wait for the series to be over so she can go on and do other stuff in her life. The fans weren't bad, but it's kind of like any character you do. I'm basically going to say it was Star Trek, and I was listening to Kitty McGill, and they were doing an interview with her. She never hated the character Janeway. She actually enjoyed doing Janeway. It was just the schedule and how they were continuing to go on with it. And after a while, it was just like, okay, it was wonderful, but when do I get break time? Blah, blah. And when it finally came to an end, it's like, okay, I get to be this legendary person that people get excited about. And her situation, at first, it was like, okay, everywhere I go, everyone's like, oh my God, it's Catherine Janeway. Just like, I forget the name, Avery, his name, who did Cisco. He talked about his time when he was doing Cisco. Then, of course, Patrick Stewart, and I always tell everybody, Patrick Stewart, I'm sorry. No matter when I see him, I see so many characters. I see Professor Xavier. I see Picard. The list goes on and on. People are like, what do you mean? I'm like, by the time I finish naming all the list of characters he done that's so iconic, I'm like,
honestly, with Patrick Stewart, the first thing that comes to my mind is Geary from Dune.
Yeah. I've never thought of that movie in a long time.
Yeah.
It's a great movie.
Yeah, it was a good movie.
It was interesting. I will not lie on that part. I've only seen it once. I need to see it again, then I can actually say more on that part.
Yeah.
So much out there in sci-fi land. Because let's see,
I think we got off topic though.
Yeah,
You
we've
think?
been on topic. We've been on topic for like almost close to almost half an hour, or maybe 50, 20 minutes.
Since you went off the air,
Yeah.
and you went off there, we started talking about you, and then that was it.
Okay. I don't mind.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Did you remember nodding off at the tournament today?
Yeah, I probably did. I'm sure.
You did.
I'm old and tired.
I was sitting over with my kids, and I look over, and you're just.
Yep.
You're doing the whole nod and everything. It was fun. But, we get the old man. Like Ben, he wanted to go home and take a nap.
Yeah, he wasn't feeling good.
Yeah.
He started not feeling good. We went to his house and he got this great big gallon size thermos mug and filled it with water. He was dehydrated. But anyways.
Yeah, see that big old. Who had that big old drink? Was that Larry?
Yes, that wasn't me that had the 100-ounce. Oh man, game fuel
thermos.
Pretty much. I use it once in a while, especially I know I'm going to try to push myself to the limits of staying alert and staying awake. I'll get something in there that has just enough caffeine to keep me going. At the same time, tastes good. So that's why I was kind of more energetic than I normally am when I came in earlier today.
Where the hell did you get that thing from?
Kangaroo gas station. One day I was just bored. I came in there. I was like, I'm gonna get myself a fountain drink. I saw a giant container, and one of the people at work that was there, and I was like, why in the world would you buy that big behind container? The lady said to me, well, it's like $10 to pay for the actual container. I was like, okay. It's $1.75 to refill it.
Oh, damn.
There you go. Now you see why I own it. I was like,
you get a couple of them. You have a party at your house. You just go over there and fill them up and bring them over.
Pretty much. Once, like, you're gonna spend like $100, get all of those, get someone a truck, come roll over to the gas station, fill each one of them up, pay $1.75 per container. Oh yeah, you
go to Larry's house and you're gonna have here's Pepsi, here's Coke, right? You're gonna have a whole line of them going.
Yeah, complaining. That thing helps. It helps in the long run, especially trying to keep going. Get yourself. What I always do is a concoction mix of Full Throttle and any one of the flavors of sodas, and that usually keeps me alert for at least a good 5, 6, 7 hours.
Ugh.
Jeez.
And then after that, once it wears off, I'm out like a rock.
Yeah, you'll crash.
Yeah, you think? That
way.
sugar crash.
No way I could do that. No way.
Yeah.
I monitor myself. That's why I tell everybody I don't go with it crazy. Actually, I say this month is actually the first time I picked it up again and start using it. Most times it's just sitting in the house collecting dust because I'm like, I remind myself, if I use it too many times, there is going to be a cost to it. So I'm not going to push myself that much unless I have no choice. And when I have no choice, okay. But usually sometimes just out of boredom like this month, I just got bored. It's like, you know what? I haven't used that giant stupid picture in so many words. So let me go ahead and pull it out and use it a couple more times just for the heck of it. Man, every person that was in the kangaroo, when they see me with that giant thing, they stop and look at me like, that thing must cost a lot. And I turn and say $1.75. They're like, you're kidding me. I'm like, no. They're like, and how much is the container? $10. They're like, I gotta get myself one. Matter of fact, I managed to convince one guy who was there to actually get one. As I was talking to him, he's like, you know what, bunk that. I'm buying one. I was like, go for it.
You
It's
think
not
about it
bad.
after a couple stops, it's already paid for itself.
Exactly. I already made the payment, done paid for it. Now it's just I do it for fun once in a while when I get bored. And
Yeah.
people are like,
You're
how
toting around that thing and you become dehydrated. There's no hope for you.
exactly? And if you get bored, you can chuck enough water in there with some ice in there, and that thing will, whew, oh, that's even longer than what you actually buy the drink in there for.
Yep.
But oh man, I love that thing. I tell everybody, it's worth buying. Just don't go absurd with it. You go absurd with it, then whatever repercussions come, that's on you. And they're like, what? The gas station? I'm like, no, 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 no. That's a lot of sugar you're taking in.
They don't get the diet.
exactly. Or yeah. Well, actually, that's a big. I'll leave that one alone. That comes from me talking to me scientists dealing with chemicals and stuff when I learned, and it's kind of the reason why I don't charge towards diet sodas. I'll charge to water before I charge to a diet soda. Everyone's like, "What? You won't go to?" I'm like, I had to learn what chemicals are in using most artificial sugars. I'm kind of like it's kind of like me and powdered creamer. I like after I learned what's kind of inside powdered creamer, and I learned what can happen when you launch powdered creamer in the air and a lighter catches it.
Yep.
I'm kind of like, no, to that.
I used to
Huh?
I used to take ping pong balls, put a little hole in it, fill it with the powdered creamer, and put a firecracker wick in it, and use it for a fireball.
Oh yeah, it'll do that.
Never tried that.
Oh yeah,
Oh
it's
yes,
it's ugly.
agreed. It's fast as crap. People like, oh, it's not fast as crap. You get it and you fire in the air and then you have it lit. You for a second you're laughing. The next thing you know, you're wanting to run away from it because you're like, oh my god. I'm like, what you thought was gonna happen? Oh, just a little whoosh. No, you fired about 10 feet in the air. That light catch, that thing goes whoosh. And you just stand there like, I just lit up the whole area, didn't I? I was like, yes, you did, genius. You lit up the whole area with just that creamer. And they're like, I'm gonna stop. I'm like, smart idea. But I've seen people who got crazy with it and bought like I want to say almost a ton of it, and then fired in the air out of a canister and ignited it. And yeah, that's up there with a forest fire fear. Like I'm not staying nowhere near that thing when it catches, because I will burn.
Oh, Larry, you go rambling on. Talking about staying awake and it gets down to damn Kramer.
And fireballs. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I
So
tell you. Go ahead.
is there any other Star Wars topics you guys might want to talk about?
I don't have anything.
I don't have any.
How about you, Larry?
I got a chance to watch and observe, and I was actually kind of impressed so far because right now I just looked at how everyone did their planning and everything. I just had to sit down and read a little bit more about the manual about the power token and the I don't know what the purple one's called exactly that I've seen a couple times.
Force
It's
token.
huh?
Force token.
Oh, the force tokens.
Okay. So I'm gonna learn a little bit more about that before I have more questions. But I'm like, okay, so they got now 3 different tokens. I've learned about the calculate because I've seen a good deal of people flying droid chips. So
Yeah.
now I'm like, okay, I get an understanding with calculate, and now I'm getting an understanding. I'm just learning about the. Oh man, it's just once I get a chance to do a few runs of the game, then I'll be like, oh, that's how it works. And I always tell everybody, once you observe watching how everyone plays it, it's like one perspective. When you actually start playing it, then you get a deeper understanding. Like, okay, this is the tactic you're gonna do. Because I already have a list set up, ready to rock and roll. I have a TIE bomber called Redline. He was set up with let's see, what was it? It's something like a static discharge. I can't remember to save my life right now.
Mm.
And he had no, that wasn't the one. It was an Academy advanced. Probably has boot. What was it called? Boosters or something like that, where it gives it no afterburn. Then my Countess Ryaz, she has juke on her, and I forget what the other thing was. But I'm set up with it, and I'm like, since I've seen what people have been doing with the bombers, because in the past you had like a bomber or two, just or bomber just to set up a few bombs to make it a little challenging, so the other ships can come in there and just do the fighting. But this time, I've seen people running bombers and they're fighting regular ships, and they're actually holding their own, which is kind of like I gotta try out the bomber really bad to see how it handles.
Yeah.
Not ready to run yet to the bomb runs because I have a story or two when things went wrong with the bomb and I accidentally, instead of blowing up someone else's ship, my ship was right in the area. Don't ask me how it happened. It was like, I'm doing good. Wait, crap. Boom. But I'm liking what I've seen so far.
Well, good. Um, the whole idea is we can, you know, learn on this and then get better. Hopefully, some of us. Um, but since it lowered everybody's, intelligence on everything that goes on, because you got to relearn all this new stuff.
Bullseye.
So yeah, it just makes it a lot more challenging trying to get the new synergies and all this stuff, because you can't really go to somebody that's been playing for years and find out what they think, but because everybody's been playing for 3 weeks now.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
So do any of you guys want to do any promos for anything?
Well, I mean, I'm gonna put up a poll on the Facebook page, on the HobbyCon page, for doing a league next or the end of the month for like a 2 or like a 3, maybe a 4-week league, leading up to a Thanksgiving time frame tournament, and then we're gonna have a tournament in December for the Christmas time as well.
Okay,
Cool.
I think I came with a jingle for that tournament. It involves Emperor Palpatine. Yeah.
Okay.
You gotta do
Record it and put it on the Facebook page.
Oh,
I'll see if I can do that.
you record it, you put it up there, and then when I go back and edit, I will put I'll put the recording of you on here.
So I haven't seen it like so.
We'll use that as our intro.
Nice.
Cool.
How about you, Kyle? You got anything?
No, just painting away.
You guys, both you and Darren, both have your little painters little thing going on.
Yeah, gotta have some rivalry. He does the aerosol, and I do the hand stuff.
Yeah, I do a lot more airbrushing. As far as so it depends on what the miniature is.
Yeah. See, I've seen some of the Darren's stuff because, for one, he painted one of my jump masters, or my not my jump masters, my quad jumpers.
Yeah.
yeah, and then he's still got my stuff for painting some TIE fighters.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I gave him a Gonzati and 4 TIE fighters to paint up.
Hmm.
So looking forward to seeing that. Yeah, but how about you bringing any of your stuff to or are you just doing the 40K and stuff,
I've
or are
mostly been
you?
getting stuff for 40K recently. I mean, I do paint ships. It just I've only done like one of mine, and no one's had any interest in getting theirs done. So
Well, what ship did you paint?
I painted up my Z95 to look like Andrew's ship. You know, it's got the dog or the shark mouth on it.
Mhm.
It's got the red nose.
Well, you gotta post some pictures of it.
Yeah, I'll have to do
Can't
that.
really see your painting styles if I don't see your painting.
Yeah, got my page though.
Well, yeah, we got your page.
Which
I
one's
haven't.
yours?
It's
So
called Polar Painting.
polar painting.
Yeah,
I don't think I've seen yours.
I'll have to. I'll send you a link.
Sure,
Oh, we can put a link in the description of the video if you want.
sure.
Sure.
So it's a Facebook page you got going on,
Yep.
and Darren, you have yours, right?
Yeah, Smuggler's Blind.
Smuggler's Blind. Yeah. I know I've seen Darren's. I have Darren's marked on mine. I don't know about yours yet, Kyle, but
Let's see here.
um, you gonna send it out there?
Yeah, where do you want to just in the group chat?
Yeah, you can just put it in the group chat,
I help
and
if
then
I
we'll,
use the right keyboard.
Well,
yeah, it'll work.
I've got multiple computers right now, so there we go. There's a link for it.
cool.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, see it.
Everyone has their chimes going.
Yep.
So, all right. Well, I think we're almost at 2 hours.
Yeah, we are right at or not right near.
So, um, so I guess we can start wrapping it up. Um, I know, like I said, you guys saw me recording today. I'm gonna do some editing. Chris and I were talking today. He might be coming over to. We're gonna do commentating while we're playing,
Nice.
and I can say, "Oh yeah, I forgot about doing this stupid thing,
Yeah.
and I did this stupid move." But we'll see. But we're gonna do some editing on that video, and then we'll pop it up and drop it on the page and drop it in our group, um, and we'll see how it looks. And I have a guy, Dwayne Francis. His name's Dwayne Francis. He's doing our logo. So I think I sent it out to you guys. Yeah, I sent it out to you guys and showed you guys the other day on his progress.
Yeah.
He was supposed to send me one tonight, but he just sent me a text message while we were recording and said that he's having some technical difficulties, but he'll give me something tomorrow. So he's hopefully almost done with it, so we can get it out there and put it up and stuff. It's looking pretty good so far.
Yeah.
So, and I know Chris is also working on some graphics for us too. So we'll have some of that when we do the editing of that video tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow or Monday. Um, so that should be posted sometime this week. So we can have that. And as soon as I get a little bit better with the camera and all the equipment, then we'll try back to doing the live stream since that didn't really work worth a shit last time.
Mhm.
So I don't know why it was doing what it was doing. It works just fine if I do it myself, but
Yeah.
once I broadcast it, it's I don't know. Maybe it's something with the interface with the YouTube or whatnot, but we'll see. But So we can meet again next week. You guys
Okay.
get out at the same time next week.
Yeah,
And
good.
like I said earlier, told you guys earlier today, 2 weeks from now, I have to take a day off because I'm getting married. So
Congratulations.
yeah, I was joking with her, and I said, "Oh, so you can be okay with the night of our wedding night that I do a podcast?"
Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah.
And she goes, you love doing it, so if you want to do it, then you can do it.
Oh,
And I'm
No,
like, oh,
yeah,
what
no,
a freaking sweetheart.
no, don't do it. Don't do it.
I'm not going to do it. Tell you guys that right now. I'm not doing it.
yeah.
But
Good idea.
yeah, so 2 weeks, and then you'll see a little ring on that finger.
Yeah.
So, taking the plunge again.
What's the best way?
So,
I'm a glut for punishment.
yeah, you're a better man than I am.
No. At least I finally picked the right one this time. So,
Didn't you
the
say
other
that about
two,
the second one?
sure. Yeah, the first one was a whim. It was hey, let's get married. Oh, okay, right after high school, and Reno Wedding Chapel and all that stuff.
Nice.
you know, Second one was a little more involved, and it's like, yeah, let's get married. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um. So, and yeah, I mean, of course, now when you don't look at, you're not looking to find somebody, you just fall in they just fall in your lap. It's kind of nice.
Yeah.
Especially when it's somebody you became friends with first, and then it turns into something more.
Yeah.
A little bit better. You learn
Yeah.
more about each other when you're friends.
Sure
Yeah.
does. Yeah.
Yeah, makes a big difference. But she's a wonderful woman, and you all know her. So one time I'm going to try to get her to put her face up here. So she can be on here too. She usually listens or watches and stuff when we're doing it, but today she was, oh, I'm gonna take a nice bubble bath
Nice.
in our jacuzzi tub, so she was chilling out there. So
Maybe I'll do
probably
that
right
next
now.
episode. Just be in the tub.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it from my bathroom, and I'm gonna be in the jacuzzi tub.
Yeah, let's not. Let's not. Yeah.
I'll wear a shirt. I'll wear a shirt. You'll see because it's wet.
Yeah.
But yeah, and for the viewers, of course, it's sad that Darren doesn't have a camera. Because
Nobody
Darren
wants
and
to
I
see
showed
that
up at the tournament wearing the same shirt.
that was coincidental.
Yeah. So, but okay. So I'll talk to you guys soon, and
No problem.
yeah, and we'll be back on here next Saturday.
Yep.
Sounds good.
All right. So this is Viper Squadron, and we're out.
Peace.